Hey guys, this is Tim Yar. I'm an artist and a small business owner, and welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new here. So today's video is gonna be a little different because last time I asked you guys in my Instagram story. Actually, I did a Q&A and I asked you guys to ask me questions regarding my small art business, and I wanted to share on how I started and lessons that I've learned for the past 3 years. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, so let's do that. So the first question is by Tushang Ranglal. What's your inspiration in creating art? So I think my biggest inspiration would be my childhood. I have a lot of good memories with my grandparents, so yeah, I think I'm mostly inspired by my childhood. So I just wanted to capture that feeling of my childhood, hoping that others can feel it as well. So we have two similar questions by Sun Seven Shine, and the other one is by Chisami. So the question is, what inspired you to start your art business and what made you start the business? So one of my biggest inspiration is because of my favorite creators. I used to see a lot of my favorite creators building their own personal brand, and I just wanted to build something like that, and I just wanted to build something that would bring joy to the people and that would provide value, and also because of lack of job opportunities in our state. So yeah, I just wanted to be financially stable as well, and at the same time, while being financially stable, I just wanted to give something to the community. I wanted to give something to my community that will provide them values and that will bring them joy. So that's what made me start my small art business. The next question is by 404 Tasnim Air. Okay, so she asked me, how long did it take for you to find any success? For me, when I initially started my art page, it was never in my intention to sell my artworks. It was just for me. But I soon came to realize that people love my artworks and I need to share it with them as well. So till 2023, I was not even selling my artworks because, to be honest, I was quite shy to put myself out there, and I thought that asking people to buy my artworks, I thought it was a little bit salesy for me, and I didn't like being a salesy artist. But if other people like your artwork, I think you should sell it. And I think one of my biggest mistake while starting my art business would be being scared to put myself out there, or just being shy. And for me, it took me more than 4 years to sell my art consistently because I was scared of putting myself out there. And let's go to the next question. It's by Z Sophia Pone. Who inspired you to become an artist? I love your work. Alright, thank you so much. And I think one of my biggest inspiration would be my dad, because growing up he used to buy me lots of watercolors and crayons as well. And yeah, that's how I was introduced to the art world. And I think I was introduced to the art world, or like the colors, in early stage of my life. So yeah, I think my dad will be my biggest inspiration. Okay, so the next question is by Ruvi Kono Dev. So she asked me, do you plan on expanding your art business in the future if things work well? I have a lot of creative project for my brand, for my own personal brand, and I really want to expand my business. I want to manufacture Timmy's goodies and also Timmy's tote bags. Yeah, and on that note, Timmy's tote bags are on process, so I'll keep you updated on that as well. So the next question is by Noka Maran. So how did you start your artistic journey? I would say that I always had a thing for art since I was a kid, and it was something that I was just naturally gravitated towards. But yeah, I never actually thought on embracing my work until the pandemic, and that quiet time gave me the courage to dive into my creativity. So yeah, that's how I started my artistic journey. Alright, so the next question is by Matu, and she asks me about, okay, tell me about having a public account. I'm scared to start one. I often get asked about this a lot, and I just want to share you that if you're scared of, putting yourself out there, because many of you and even me, I was so scared of putting myself out there because I was so scared of people judging me, and I thought that people would make fun of me for, chasing my passion for starting a art business, because being an artist or starting an art business is not that common when you are in a society that forced you to choose civil works or civil job. So yeah, I was so scared of putting myself out there, and I just want to tell you guys that do not be scared to put yourself out there, because it's just between you and your community. You just have to be authentic and just be yourself. And yeah, start sharing your authentic story and started sharing your personal story. And actually, I would say that social media is a tool to help you build your own personal brand and expand your business. So yeah, don't be scared and just share your story. And another biggest suggestion that I would want to share with you guys as a small business owner is to provide value to your community. And the value can be in terms of like a tutorial video or maybe sharing your own personal story. And for me, as a small business owner and as a self-taught artist, I usually share my own personal stories. I share about my grandparents and about the way I grew up and how it affected me, and how my grandparents and my childhood inspires my artworks and the things that I make for you guys. Also, I want to share one of my biggest mistakes while starting my own art page is not to provide value to my community. So if I go through my all reels, I would just post my reel with a quote on it with a trending audio, and it did go viral, but it did not bring me any sales, or it did not generate me any potential customers or buyers who are interested in my artworks. It was all because I didn't provide any values to them. So it's really important for you as a small business owner to provide values to your supporters or to your followers. Alright, so the next question is, there are two similar questions, and yeah, the first one is, what was the most difficult part of setting up a business, by caffeinated flashback? And the second one is by Lini Avi, what is the toughest thing you have to do when you are managing your art business? For me, I think the most toughest or the difficult part of owning a small business is to constantly show myself or put myself in social media. And it was not until last year that I did voiceover on my reels, because I would always find my voice cringy. So yeah, I think that would be the toughest or the most difficult part of owning a small business. So the next question is by Slow Mo, and he asks, how much did it take you to start up your wonderful art business, sir? Okay, to be honest, I was so broke during the pandemic. I had to borrow like 2,000 rupees from one of my friends. She is working as an air hostess, and yeah, I asked her 2,000 rupees to start my small art business, and that's how I started selling tote bags. And yeah, I started painting on them, and that's how I started my art journey, and here we are now. The next question is by Clay Paper Plane Studio. Okay, how do you handle international shipping? How do you handle international shipping? Does it cost much to ship internationally? Okay, so for me, I usually use Indian Speed Post to ship internationally, because if I use other private couriers, it's really expensive, and to ship internationally, the shipping cost usually comes around 2,500 to 3,500 rupees, which comes around 35 US dollars to 40 US dollars. Alright, so the next question is by Lisa Komari Art. Site fees, international shipping, and pricing for India/global, should we keep same or different? Okay, so let's talk about the site fees and like in starting your own personal brand. So if you want to start your own personal brand, or if you want to start your own personal small art business, I think you need to have your own website. So you can create your own website through Shopify, and I used to see a lot of creators suggesting Etsy as well, because I heard that you get a lot of traffic as well. But for me, I would personally suggest you to open a website through Shopify as only. The site fees for Shopify, the basic plan is 1,900, and it comes along with transaction fees and GST if you are from India. And she also asked, pricing for India global, should we keep same or different? Yes, I think the pricing should be the same for both the international customers as well as for the Indian customers, because it's not fair for international customers to pay double of what the Indian customers are paying just because of currency differences. And you can charge them differently for the shipping prices, because the shipping cost is very expensive when it comes to international shipping, so you can charge them accordingly to how much your local post office is charging. So this is the last question, and she asks, what's your family's reaction when you told them about your art business? Absolutely love your art by Watsala Lala. Okay, so yeah, when I told my family about my small art business and that I want to chase my passion, the reaction was something that I was not expecting, because I was expecting my mom to just tell me not to do it. But yeah, her reaction was something that I was not expecting. She was really supportive of my decision, and it was not like I was not going to continue my studies. I'm just keeping my studies on hold for now, because I want to chase my dreams, and I wanted to create something that would bring joy to others as well through my artworks. So yeah, maybe in future I might want to continue my studies, but for now I'm doing what I love, and that brings me joy and happiness. So guys, I'm just gonna end my vlog here for today, and I hope you guys learned something. And I also want to suggest, don't try to be perfect, because I was also all over the place when I started my art journey. And also believe in yourself, and don't care about what other people is thinking. Be confident, and yeah, just share your story, put yourself out there, and just know that you'll learn everything in time. I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.